What's up, guys? Welcome to Mayhem Week Part 2.
Day 2.
Day 2. What did I say? Part 2? Anyways, we're doing a deep dive into Dunkirk. Because what better way to critique ourselves than ourselves, right?
Amen.
Hell yeah. So, again, when we got there, Dunkirk Dave, super cool dude. Honestly, the house, amazing. We had a great tour with Dunkirk Dave, shoot the shit with him a little bit about everything. The museum was super cool. Happy Memorial Day, since today's Memorial Day of filming, so it makes sense for the military museum to be mentioned.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, that's about it, really.
All right, Owen, how did you feel about the kitchen?
So, kitchen, there's really not much about it. It's kind of like the walk-in area when you walk into the lighthouse itself. There was a story that Dunkirk Dave told us about how he was carrying stuff into the house alone, and he opened the door, and a little old lady was like, "Oh, here, let me get that with you."
Yeah.
And
that story was pretty cool. It was like one of the lighthouse keeper's wives. I forget her name. Mrs. B I think is what we called her in the video.
Yeah.
But that's when Dunkirk Dave saw like one of the first full body apparitions. There's been several accounts with Baldy in the lighthouse, a couple more, but and then he also told us the story about the table that has like an entity attached to it that was.
So that table was the last lighthouse keeper before it went automation.
Yeah.
Before it was automated, and they don't know if it has any spiritual attachment to it, but it was her grandson who was at the lighthouse as the grandparents were living there, and so there's like. It's kind of like a momentum piece. Yeah. I don't know if it's attached to anything, though.
Yeah. We didn't really catch much in the kitchen to begin with, though. I mean, a couple cat balls went off, but, I mean, that's not enough to really say that the room is haunted.
Right.
All right, Steven, how did you feel about the dining room?
Okay, so the dining room is the room where I was alone in, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I was alone in that. I do believe that there's two little kids in that room, but I do not believe the ball theory. Yes and no. A couple of times when like the ball went 90 degrees to Owen's foot and kept going to Owen, I do believe that because the ball that floor was super warped. I'm not even gonna lie, it was super warped. But like when you're rolling the ball and it doesn't do anything, okay, that's the warp floor. But the way the ball went right around Ben's shoe and how it did the exact 90 degree, that I feel like was a ghost entity. And I'm pretty sure on camera you can see an orb. Now, again, we could fight orbs all day, but Dunkirk Dave did show us a photo that the local paranormal group, I believe they're called Dunkirk Paranormal.
Yeah.
Their local paranormal group actually caught an orb, and they actually took a zoomed-in photo of the orb, and they saw a man, and you can actually see the picture on the fireplace. If you go there yourself, you could actually see. It was pretty creepy. Ask Dunkirk Dave if you go there. He'll show you the picture. Extremely wild. We should have caught a picture of that, actually.
Yeah, we should have. But here nor there, it was one of the light keepers, and he had a very distinct mustache.
Yeah, one of the curly ones, like in the Civil War times. Shout out Gettysburg.
All right, Owen, what do you think about the living room?
So, the living room, personally, I got some sketched out feelings. So, there is a creepy doll, but there's always creepy dolls everywhere.
Yeah, in the last couple investigations.
In the last couple investigations,
nothing
a lot
but
of creepy dolls. But the living room, I was attached to the dorm room where the light keeper sat, like slept.
You know, I will say, the entire time we were there, every time we would grab equipment and stuff, like the cat balls or the EMF or whatever, you would just stare into that room.
Yeah. It was something, like the energy in that room alone was just different. Unfortunately, we couldn't investigate in the room because it was chalked off, but like the window piece that was cut out, I would sit there for like 5 minutes straight just looking into the room, looking around. It was just it called to me. I mean, I don't know if that was spiritual or I just like the room. I don't know.
And shout out the parachute dress. I know not a lot of people like that bit, Brianna, but I love that parachute dress.
Long.
I like that parachute dress. I think it was a good bit. I think it was a good piece of history.
For over a minute.
It was a good piece. I liked it.
Cut it down to like 30, 40 seconds.
No, dude, that I believe, in my personal opinion, that is a big thing of history right there. It's what did women go through when men went to war. I think that was beautiful in my piece.
Another thing, again, shout out Gettysburg. There was
that woman.
There was a woman. She was the first woman ever to get a pension.
It's actually in the picture of the wedding dress in the video. If you pause it, she's one of the first combat medics of the Civil War, and she was, like he said, one of the first women to actually get a pension from the U.S. government for being a combat medic.
Yep. So, and there were crutches. So the story behind that is there was a lighthouse keeper who had to climb up the lighthouse and light the lighthouse in crutches. He had to caretake the whole area on crutches.
And when we do Gettysburg later this year, I got the exact spot that her husband died at. Yep. So we're going to go check out that spot.
All right, guys. How did you feel about the hallway that led to the office?
Okay, so the hallway was next to the stairs where we first originally filmed the stair part. There's a cool map of all the lighthouses in Canada and the United States. Cool part of history, in my opinion.
Lake Erie.
To the right before the kitchen door, the basement door, we didn't really catch anything down in the basement. I mean, you saw a little bit of it, but it was mostly just for storage. Dunkirk Dave showed us it for the cistern because the house didn't have water, so it had an underground well. And then the lighthouse office, super cool. A lot of cool history pieces in there. Old switchboard. Told us how women back then in the day would
like to gossip.
Eavesdrop gossip. Yeah. They showed us a cool Coast Guard light bulb. That's a couple $1 million. That was kind of cool. Yeah. Terrifying, too, at that. They needed the actual Coast Guard to come there and change the light bulb. Dunkirk Dave can't, even though he owns the building. Super weird. Don't know why.
Yep.
But the lighthouse itself, we didn't really catch anything much in the lighthouse. There was a cool story that Baldy, the guy that the ball is there, Baldy stuck his head into that little thing Ben was standing in front of. When he stuck his head in there, someone, a full apparition stuck their hand out and took the ball, I guess. Mm-hmm. And when Baldy stepped out of the little cubby thing, he asked Dunkirk Dave, hey, where'd you take my ball? And they found the ball in a random spot in the house.
Days after.
Yeah, days after it. That's really about it. I don't know about you.
Yeah, there really wasn't the hallway. There was a theory if you put a tripod in between like the walkway from the living room down to the hallway to the office area up to the lighthouse, put tripod there. It was rumored to be that it would be tipped over and you would hear a clear EVP of it's in my way.
Yep.
We tried that. Unfortunately, we didn't catch anything. There's no shift in the tripod or EVP on it.
That's the pain about paranormal.
Yeah.
Because you could get some when you go to Delaware. If you go to Dunkirk, you could get something totally different than when we did.
Yep. And
that's the pain about researching this type of stuff. So, yeah.
All right, guys. How did you feel about the upstairs?
Well, it was mostly honor.
Yeah.
The upstairs, to honor the four main branches of the military: Marines, Army, Navy, and Air Force.
Yep.
And then the center hallway was for Vietnam.
Yep. We didn't really catch much up there, really.
No.
Not even like a bad vibe either.
No.
It was mostly like a sad vibe because a lot of those relics. I mean, he has World War I French Ardennes helmets. He has
a lot of stuff from
German,
World War II,
yeah, German
Pacific and German side.
Yeah, I mean, he has a lot of war relics, but I mean, that's what the upstairs house is. It is a lot of artifacts and stuff, because you need to know that history so it doesn't repeat itself, basically. Mm-hmm. So I mostly felt sadness, but also excitement because I'm a huge military buff myself. So that was cool, but we didn't really catch anything.
All right, guys, how did you feel about my amazing Michael Jackson rendition?
Don't ever do that again, please.
Okay, first off, I'm pretty sure that happened when me and Ben were up in the lighthouse. No?
She was doing it all night.
No, we're only talking about when we were first setting up.
Okay.
Well, cue Cue it.
Yeah, cue it because
I hate that shit. I don't know about you
we
guys.
just had to watch Michael Jackson before going to Dunkirk.
Two times mad.
Yeah, so
I'm waiting for Michael Jackson Part 2, guys. I'm gonna be even more annoying.
Jesus Christ. Oh, here we fucking go. Hey! You're making the EMF go off! The EMF's going off!
Alright, guys. And what did you feel with your paranormal experiences?
Okay, well, I was alone for quite a while. So that
It was only 30 minutes.
Not even. We went in at 15.
Well, we actually
Because
ran out of time.
Really weirdly, me and Owen and Ben all heard what sounded like you screaming.
Oh,
But
well,
as you
no.
can see in the video, that wasn't even happening.
Yeah, no. But so basically, we argued a little bit whether it should be basement for the creepy factor or the lighthouse because that was the main part of the entire building. But I figured that the best place to try to get a little bit of evidence when you were alone was the dining room, and I think I did pretty good. I know I kind of just sat there. I was scared. Okay, first off, there's a whole different vibe when you're there alone versus when you're there with people. So I recommend trying it and recording it with some of your friends out there if you ever wanted to do it, because it is a way different experience when you don't got your buddy to help you. But so when I was there alone, there was a couple of stomps. Now again, I was fully alone in the building. They were all outside, and I know that we're the no bullshit crew, but I could hear them outside. So I thought they were originally messing with me till I realized they weren't messing with me. So that was weird. The one time when they came in to check on me, the REM pod went off immediately as they left. I thought that was weird. I stayed silent because I was scared. But they didn't roll the balls back to me, which is what I was a firm believer that the balls and the kids do play with you. Again, we might be doing it wrong. Dunkirk Dave didn't show us how to do it. He just said give it a try. So, but I believe originally that the balls and the way that was all done was real till I was alone and I was doing it and nothing was happening. That's where it made me kind of skeptic. But again, like I said earlier, what?
My theory is that they only work with children.
That's good. Oh, that's a good because of the kid actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good theory. I don't know what's up with you recently, but the last couple of fucking investigations, the ghosts have been messing with you. Delaware, the ghost hated you. Dunkirk, the balls went to you. So I don't know.
Still, it was the only place that actually was just me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And me. I pulled the U.
Yeah.
Shout out Last Gettysburg.
Yeah, shout out Les Gettysburg.
But yeah.
Do a compilation of I'm crying.
Yeah, of everybody. But like I said, I think like being there alone, you could feel like them looking at you. You can hear stuff that it wasn't caught on camera or the mic that I was wearing or anything. But I was hearing like little footsteps and again, it could just be the house moving. How that's a common saying and stuff like that.
Yeah, the house shift, kind of the house leveling out.
Yeah, it was really windy that day.
Yeah,
too,
it was it's also on the water, so when the waves hit the bank, it could send a vibration up to the house and shift the house.
When you're alone, we didn't do it for Hinsdale because Hinsdale was crazy the second we got in there. So for Dunkirk, we wanted to do it for Hinsdale and Delaware, but we never did because Delaware was crazy because Logan started feeling sick.
We didn't come up with the idea of the straw thing for houses until after we did Delaware.
No, I know, but we always talked
Before.
about pulling the whole straws thing, and when we do investigations, someone should be
How
alone.
can we even be alone on Delaware?
Yeah,
Drop you off in the middle and drive away.
Again, I don't know, but I mean, being there alone, I can't believe I drew the short straw. Honestly, I thought it was gonna be Bree or Owen.
Well, you wanted to pull it anyway.
I know, I pulled it immediately. I mean, you could tell it wasn't even that. It was as big as my hand, but I mean,
Delaware,
Hinsdale.
Hinsdale was sort of insane.
Yeah, Hinsdale.
We did that.
Yeah, but Dunkirk itself, I mean, nothing there feels evil. They just feel like, what are you? Very curious.
Yeah.
But that was my experience being alone. I don't ever recommend it, but I also recommend it.
Yeah, it's a good time whether you go during the day or whether you go during the night. It's a beautiful scenery because it's right out on the water.
Yep.
The house is amazing architecture because it holds that history.
Yeah, that Victorian
of,
era style.
The Victorian era style history on it.
And then, I don't know what else really happened. I mean, we got a couple cat balls. REM pod moved a couple of times.
Was kind of weird for a few minutes, and then disappeared.
Yeah, so there wasn't much activity in the basement. It didn't hold any paranormal connection to the house itself, but we did get some REM pod action, some cat ball movement.
It's kind of like one of the kids followed us.
Yeah. It was kind of.
He said no entity was in the basement that he knows of, so it's probably that they came down.
Yeah.
I mean, the well-documented ghost there is the one lighthouse keeper, one of their wives, and then the 2 kids that drowned in Lake Erie.
Mm.
So, that's it. He said he doesn't know if any of the war memorabilia and relics and stuff had attachments. They could possibly have attachments, like I said in the video, but again, it's not proven. It's hard to document a ghost so perfectly that you know the name of. Like, they have to be super connected and open to you, which most of the times we're coming in as strangers, other than Delaware, because we have investigated Delaware so much.
And what happened to you in the hallway when you were sitting in front of the door?
Yeah, I wasn't there for that.
So when Bree was in the when I was in the hallway, Bree was in the office, and Stephen and Ben were upstairs in the lighthouse.
Yeah.
Like in the lighthouse itself.
Just for the record, real quick, we didn't really catch anything other than the EMF going off, but that could have been the lighthouse tower light bulb, so we don't know. But that's why you don't see it in the video much. You see a couple minutes of it, but we didn't catch anything other than Brianna singing Michael Jackson up the tower, and it was so loud up there.
Yep.
But sorry.
I was sitting at the basement door. So my back was up against the basement door, and I had the hallway here, the bathroom door here, and then the entranceway to the kitchen right here. And obviously frontal is the office. So I'm sitting here, and I'm kind of feeling like things up my back. But also, I felt something like a heavy pressure, like, lay on my legs, because my legs were out. I was laying down with my legs out.
With your lame leg.
Yeah, with my gimp leg. And I just felt some pressure just sit on my leg, and the REM pod started going off.
Oh, that's when I just came down from the tower. I just saw the end of it then.
Yep, the temperature shifted, and the REM pod started going off. And it was the weirdest feeling because I'm trying to meditate. I'm just trying to feel the vibes, and obviously Bree singing Michael Jackson, then yelling at Bree. I was like trying to concentrate.
I was there for this.
You're still singing Michael Jackson,
No, I
right?
wasn't.
Yes, you were.
No, because
Yes.
I was standing behind the camera fixing it, and then you called me over to help you up, and that's when the REM pod went off.
Hey,
She was still singing
Again,
Michael
I
Jackson.
only sang MJ when they were up in the tower. I didn't do it on their way down.
Again,
I flashed the lights a few times on them to spook them.
well, again, remember how Paranormal Joe told us that singing could cause...
Yes, vibrations and shifts.
Yeah,
and
so I
everything
wonder
like
if the kids were like... and they were like... Hey, what leg? And decided to sit on your leg. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
it was.
It actually would have been a front row seat to my little concert.
That's
what
actually that's probably what it was.
Yep.
I mean, because the little kids were younger than 10, I think Dunkirk Dave said.
Didn't
So.
you also say you saw the lady standing in the doorway?
Yeah, so I don't know if, again, my mind could play tricks on me any day of the week, but it did look like there was somebody like peeked around and I saw a leg, and then after that it was gone.
Oh my God! I totally forgot the weird finger thing in the dining room. Was it in the video?
What finger thing?
There's a weird somewhere in the dining room. There's a weird like 3-finger that comes towards the camera and then it disappears.
I don't remember if I put that in or not.
Oh.
That might have gotten cut out, but you can still talk about it.
Okay, well, I don't know if it... Let me know if it's in the video. because it's somewhere during when we investigated the dining room with the balls.
If it's in the video,
yeah, it'll be right here.
Because it might have gotten cut out if it was too long.
Okay, well, yeah, that's another thing that happened. We were filming in the dining room, and I think we were just about to move to a different room, and then the three fingers came up to the camera like this, and then it disappeared. Which, I mean, I wouldn't say that's like a full body apparition, but I mean that was pretty cool.
yeah.
It was kind of like, I mean, not as like mind blowing as like Shadow Man on Delaware.
Yeah.
But
There were objects shifted. There's a record player in the living room.
Yeah, that's right.
And
I don't know.
It happened,
I don't know if we got that on camera at all. Oh, it is.
It happened twice. The first time.
The first one isn't in. The second.
First time isn't in, but the first time it was the bottom piece that was flipped out.
Yeah.
And then the second time, we were all upstairs, and as soon as we went downstairs to shift to a different location,
I think Ben brought it up first, didn't he?
I think it was Bree, because Bree went down. Yeah, you and Bree went down first because I got a gimp leg.
Thing to go get the mics, to go get the cat balls, and went upstairs. And then that's when we shortly realized we're not getting anything upstairs, so we went back down. I went, Steven was following me, and it was open. Just, I'll repeat that whole thing.
Okay. So there was, when we were upstairs,
Yeah.
it happened twice. There's a record player in the living room, and it sits in the corner near that creepy doll.
Yeah.
And the first time, it wasn't documented on camera, but the second time, we were coming downstairs. Bree and Steven were leading because I had a gimp leg and Ben was behind me. Sorry, Ben.
I think it's actually there that Ben was like yelling at you.
Yes, Ben was yelling at me, and Bree looked into the living room, and the record player was open all the way, and it was a weird phenomenon because I've never seen objects move like that.
No,
ever.
yeah, I think that's why I freaked out at Hensdale so much.
Mm-hmm.
But, I've never seen something like fully closed and then fully open, just like when you're out of the room.
Yeah.
I wish we set up a camera right there, but again, I mean it is what it is, you know. Like,
we didn't really think about that until.
I mean, yeah, I didn't even think that it could mess with objects like that, like. You know what I mean?
Like heavy objects, like
I can
with
understand
the balls,
like doors or balls, like a door closing or opening, or like a ball rolling back to you. I can understand that because it's not like fully closing a record and then, or fully opening up a record and then us closing it. Just weird.
What's even cooler is that Hinsdale had the night vision cameras.
Yeah, I mean, really, that's the only way that we're going to be able to spot all the little details, really, is like,
The problem is it's so dusty that we can't tell which is which.
Yeah. And, I mean, again, with the orbs, man, this is like the third investigation where we got nothing but orbs.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you can't argue orbs.
Yeah,
it could be
you
dust, bugs.
Yeah, it could be, dust, bugs. I mean, these houses are super old.
Yeah,
the
I mean,
road,
we were in I think
16?
17, 18?
8. It was.
It's in the video.
Yeah, it's in the video. We'll put.
Yeah, we'll put it right here. But I mean, it was a really old house. I mean, like 200 plus old.
Yeah.
So.
He said something colonial.
Yeah, I think he said colonial. But I mean, like, of course, like when you're walking, dust is gonna shoot out of nowhere because of how old it is.
Yep.
But I mean, we got so many orbs. I mean, like the only orbs I think that are abnormal were the ones that look like they were pushing the balls on the floor.
The things that make odd long shapes, like especially like even with the ball, like you can see the ball roll and then something do this with the ball and then it made that 90-degree turn.
That just reminded me that when Bree went to go pick up the ball, the ball started rolling away. That was weird too.
Yep. The ball was stopped and Bree went to reach for it and it just kept rolling.
Yeah, it just rolled. Did it roll to you, Ben, or you?
It rolled a little bit and then Bree had to snatch it up.
It didn't want me to grab it.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was like, I don't want any more questions.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
Yeah, literally, which I thought was super weird.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's literally all we caught.
Yeah, it was an amazing experience.
Oh yeah, I mean, like that was a great Mayhem 1 video.
Yep. Hey guys, let us know what you think. This is our trial run of debriefing our investigation spots. First one, Dunkirk Lighthouse. Many more coming after. Let us know in the comments if there's something you guys enjoy. If not, we'll change it up a bit. If we want to be more interactive, just let us know.
Yeah, so let us know if we missed anything in the video. Do a deep dive, screenshot, timestamps, all that good stuff. Send it to any of our social media DMs. One of us will look at it, and we'll get back to you on your findings. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this interview-esque debrief style. Let us know. Again, and as always, stay spooky, baby.
It's a widow kitty cats! Oh my gosh. Rogue.
The Gambit. The Gambit. Look at the belly. Look at belly Gambit.
Please help these cats get famous. Please, please, please.
This is the Gambit.
Gambit.
Mr.